Hey guys, I'm Tim from Original Strength, and this week I wanted to show you a way to explore crawling to build a ridiculously strong center, which means you're going to basically build a ridiculously strong body. So, crawling ties your body together. It moves opposite shoulder to opposite hip, teaches your joints how to mirror each other, but it really connects your X. And as a child, you developed a extremely resilient body through learning how to move in your design, and crawling was part of that design. You had an original movement template. Crawling is part of our original movement template, and its purpose is to build your brain and tie your body together so that you're insanely strong and resilient and durable. And you never lose that pattern, and if you ever engage that pattern, no matter how old you are, it does the same thing for you. It ties your brain together and ties your body together. Oh, by the way, crawling, standing up, we call that walking. Walking does the same thing if you walk in your design and walk the way you're designed to walk. Anyway, we can do some interesting things with crawling, especially if we put our mind into the motion. So crawling is opposite limbs move together. And so you may think that you're driving that from your hips and your shoulders, and you can. And you've probably seen videos where people will put water bottles on their back and they'll try to crawl without spilling the water bottle. And that's a neat party trick, but that's not really how we're designed to move. When we crawl or when we move, we're designed for our spine to articulate and move. And it can move much like a serpent or a fish, but there's motion in the spine when we crawl. And so the body is not designed to move like a walking stick. There's no power in that. But there's power in movement and fluidity, especially fluid movement. That's where we get our power and our grace from. So we can crawl from our shoulders and hips and try to be really stiff, but that's not really our design. Or we can crawl and try to be fluid. And one way we can do that is to actually try to crawl from our spine and not from our hips and our shoulders. And this is one of those things, if you find it, you will feel it and you'll know it. And if you don't find it, you can't feel it, but that's okay. If you keep trying, if you keep exploring this, you will find it. So it's okay if you find it right to start with, and it's okay if you don't find it right to start with. But if you give enough time to this, you're gonna find it, and it's going to feel very powerful, even though you're only crawling on your hands and knees. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna try to move from our spine. So instead of trying to initiate from my intention of just moving my arms and my legs, I'm initiating from my spine. And I don't know if this translates over to the camera or not, but the action is happening from my center first. And in doing so, man, I feel my entire torso just getting short and getting tight and getting long on one side, getting short and getting tight and getting long on the other. If any of you follow the WEC method for the coiling core, we are designed to do that. But that design is found in our gait pattern. And this is our gait pattern. So I am moving from my spine. And so my core is coiling, but more importantly, my spine is the engine, it's the driver, it's articulating. And it is really connecting now my body. So if you thought crawling connected your torso before, it does and it did. But if you crawl like this, you will know a whole new level of connection. And again, so you're moving from your spine and you'll see, like, my spine is doing an S. Like it's a serpentine. And so my head and my whole spine is doing this, but I'm initiating it from here, and it feels quite wonderful. And you can do it forward or backwards. But again, you gotta try this because you're just gonna feel so strong, even though you're only on your hands and knees. Now, you can, obviously, we can go to our hands and feet and do the same thing, and man, that's just a whole new level of tension and strength. But you gotta play with this, you gotta try it. This is your design of movement. Although also, when we walk, we can walk from our spine. So there's a difference. and this just feels so powerful. Well, now I've just thrown all kinds of things at you, but play with the crawling on the hands and knees first. See if you can initiate it from your spine. Just see if you can feel that power and that connection. Because if you can feel it and you develop that awareness, you'll be able to use that when you're doing other movements, like say walking or running. And it is powerful, and it does help develop fluidity. And more importantly, it helps develop a resilient you. You're just more impervious to the things that life throws at you, and you just feel good. And it feels very good to feel good. Anyway, guys, give that a shot. I'm Tim with Original Strength, and we'll see you next time.